So we're out in the swamp today, and it is turkey season, and there will be hunters out and about in the swamp, and so we have to be careful about that. But that's not a problem. That's not what we're doing. We're going to be going out here for exploring on the north side of the swamp, because this is the area you can drive into, and I'm going to look for an area that I want to drop off a couple of cameras. And so we got Indy in the back, and she's going to be poking around looking, and we'll get there. We'll film some more when we get there. And I mean, some of these ruts, it's like truck bottom out on the strut. Now, one time, a while ago, years ago, we were on this very roadway, and Mark and I started noticing that we started seeing barefoot tracks.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we started seeing barefoot tracks at a big, stride. There was, the strides were big, and so we were looking at it as like, what the heck? You know, who would really be out here running around? So we got out and looked at it and examined it, and we noticed that the tracks were in the classic, how they always say, the classic, oh, it's in a straight line. Bigfoot's walking a straight line, And so we got out and filmed it, documented it, and then we got back in the truck and started driving, and then we passed the guy that was doing it.
Right, I was with you guys.
Yeah, it looked like
he was barefooted.
He was barefooted, but it looked like he had been out all night long.
Yes.
So I don't know.
He was stranded.
I don't know if he. We didn't see a stranded vehicle. Don't know what it was, but we caught the guy doing it. So I'm gonna tell you for a fact, just because you got something that looks like a human track or a footprint or something, I'm gonna tell you right now, chances are it really is a person. You don't have a Bigfoot. And just because you're in the middle of, and just because the tracks are following in line, like they say out in the Pacific Northwest all the time, that, a trackway is in a line, I'm going to tell you right now, people do it. Now, I don't think that guy was hoaxing something. No. I honestly think he was just on this roadway, just
stranded,
trying to get somewhere, and he was barefooted. I don't, or maybe he felt he could run.
But we asked him if he was okay.
Maybe, but we caught it. Yeah, a real guy doing it, and I thought it was very funny and straight up freaking proof that people do strange things, man. So if we just want to come along real fast, we'll show you what the trackway looks like. And as you can see, Mark walked along the edge of it, and so it distorted it a little bit, but we're talking about these tracks right here, okay? They are in a bit of a line, okay? As you can see it going down there, it's in a bit of a line right here. We're talking about not Mark's part right here, but we're talking about,
parts are right there.
We're talking about this right here, okay? So you got a left and a right, and see how it stays in a line right here? As each little impression, divot is made type thing. But now look at this stride right here. Look at this stride. Bam.
Look at the stride.
This is almost like something running.
Yeah.
Right here.
It had to have been somebody running.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I'm a tall man, and my stride's not.
Now look at this right here. See, this is like something running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever that was gone.
Guess what? All right. So guess what? Guess what? We saw what made this, and it was a guy. It was a dude.
A young man.
Yep. And he was barefooted, and he looked a little bit He looked a little bit zoned out, man. And so we're going to see where the prints come from. We're going to just look at it as we go up this road right here. We're going to see where the prints come from. So teaching point. Teaching point.
Look at that.
Teaching point is it's not all. Teaching point is it's not all Sasquatches, people. Okay.
Well, not just that. Let's just look what a bare footprint looks like on this road, a human
well,
one.
it looks human to me.
Yeah, it looks human to me.
It looks human to me, but I just want to point out, people, that predominantly especially in the Pacific Northwest, okay, this is always spoken about all the time, about how the trackway is always in line, okay, 1 foot behind the next, 1 foot behind the next, always. Like, I've seen it so many times on books and television and stuff like that, but how the trackway is always in line. And this, people, was made by a human being.
A human, and look how straight in line they are. They're very much in line.
Yeah, you didn't go all the way down there.
No, I haven't gone all the way down, see.
There's no...
when we saw him, he was walking. Obviously, he was running here.
There's no straddle. There's no straddle.
Yeah,
there's no straddle to the walk and the trackway at all.
You want to film me just running along with it? I'll try to keep up the same.
See the straddle? See, there's no straddle. They're all the way on line right there.
He's running.
See, so Mark says in order to maintain that step and that stride, he's running. He's running. So we're kind of curious what he's running from. So maybe this young man crashed his vehicle out here and he's on some stuff. I don't know. But we're just going to keep on going. We're going to see what we find out. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So, but the point is.
Oh, I did that, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah.
You'll have to kill that. Okay.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good now.
So, but the point I'm making is that this trackway, we just caught the person that made this. Okay. I don't think he's not a hoaxer by no means.
No,
I think he's just possibly someone that's maybe something's happened and he's just fleeing something. We'll see. We'll see. You need to get your camper out here and stuff. See,
that's why you need to have that other camper.
That's why one of those campers is good to have, you know. But you know, is it something that you could do long term in it? You could only do maybe three weeks or something with it. And basically it would be a support rig.
I think I would get hurt.
Well, it's built just for exactly that.
I think
a support rig.
I would do it as a support kitchen.
Yeah, you couldn't really do any kind of because the elements will take its toll on you. Now over here on the north side of the green swamp, it's all open. And the good thing about it is it's open to the public. You can just drive right on in here, and that has a good and a bad to it, because anybody can just drive in, of course, and sometimes the younger folks like to come out here and set up like little bonfire events even on the middle of some of these roadways, and they'll use pallets, and you'll see all kind of nails in some of these intersections from pallets that were just thrown in there and used for fires and things like that. So yeah, you know, people do stuff like that, and that's what's bad about it, because it leaves nails in the roadway. But on the south side of the swamp, you know, that's more of the closed management area, and it's more managed, and you can't get into a vehicle so much. So that's the good part about this side. You can get in with your vehicle, get more closer to your area, and do your business, do your work, and you know, you can move on and get out. Now, the bad thing about putting cameras in public areas like this, where it's managed, is obviously it is the controlled burns that they do. So if you were to see some liens or a structure here that you wanted to put some cameras on for a long duration, look what would happen to you. And this is another reason why I just don't really care for the burns like this. I get it, I understand why they do it, but man, you could lose some money out here if you had cameras, and look what happens. You know, You go back and get your camera and it'll be melted. You know. Yeah, girl, yeah. You just enjoying every bit of this, aren't you? Yeah. She's a beautiful girl. All right. They will be damaged, you know, and if they survived, they'll be damaged. You know, it can melt the plastic on there and the lens and the whole 9 yards, and then.
And this is not just a little bit. This is
camera,
a big area.
and a decent running camera isn't cheap. I mean, yeah, you can get them cheap sometimes, but.
Now, question.
Y'all know what I mean.
Do they
Yes,
announce
they do.
where they're going to burn?
Yeah, they post a notice, but you got to go to their website, and you have to know exactly where to look for to get the notice. And so that's where you have to go looking for, or you just have to look for the smoke that it's giving off, you know, because sometimes this smoke can be seen for literally, you know, 100 miles on a good day, or 50 miles at least, but yeah, I mean, this doesn't stink, so this burn is a little dated.
Oh, this is old.
Yeah, this burn's a bit dated, but you know, you can see, yeah, you know, if you left the cam out there, you can forget it, and it goes all the way to the edge of the swamp. So, if you drop the camera, you'd have to keep it probably near the edge of the swamp to keep it from getting hit, because you never know where they're going to do a burn. And sometimes these burns, they drop them from airplanes. They drop flares. Yes, they don't. A lot of times they don't do it by foot. They'll fly an airplane over and drop flares, and then they'll send in people on the ground to monitor it. Yep, they do it. They do it from airplanes too.
Now it starts getting green again.
Unbelievable! There must be 100 here.
Oh God.
Unbelievable.
Well, then
There must be
drive.
100 nails.
You cannot possibly pick all that up.
There's so many nails from pallets. They use pallets to do this stuff. Look at this. Unbelievable the amount of nails everywhere here. And I just wish it's over the whole roadway. It's like do you really want to cross this? It's like a death wish. They have literally burnt the whole north side of the swamp, it seems like, you know. And then they log it, and they'll come in and do strip logging. That's why these trees are so tiny on these sides, but there's a lot of logging. It's really not my favorite place to do Bigfooting because it's not dense enough. Your only hope is that you catch something that's been, you know, going in and out or passing through or anything along those lines. Ferns on the As you can see, Indy's a really big central part of our life, and that we take her many places. The GSP breed just loves to tag along and go with you all the time. So if anybody knows about this particular dog, that they love it. They love going along for the ride. And so there's Beata, but we stopped here briefly on our way to drop off the cameras, but we stopped here because Beata saw something that was interesting. And I'm gonna go see it right through here, right here. So what'd you see?
Over there. And the mosquitoes are coming.
And we're inundated with the pollen.
Hey.
So what'd you see?
Hey, right here. Stick structure.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. So let's see here. And let me get it about the magnification to about how it is that I see it with the natural eyes. It's about like this. Interesting leans. I don't have my snake boots on, so I don't know if I'll be able to jump this without getting wet. I could if I had a running start, but I don't think I can straddle it. I don't think I can straddle that. But the interesting thing is on this one, there's just a lot of leans coming down. I'm definitely going to kick on the thermocells. A lot of leans. It is, they're not touching each other. It is a little bit symmetrical as far as the distance between the leans. And with the snap over here on, right here on this side right there, there is also stuff going on back there as well. Let me back it up a little bit. Back there as well on this side. But as you come along, and as you're able to scoop just a little bit more on down, you have this over here that I've noticed. Let's see if I can get a running start here and jump it. Yeah, I can jump it. Okay, all right. So I don't got snake boots on, so it's not too smart. A lot of little itty bitty ones in this forest area here. A lot of bends, bows, whatever you want to call them. I call them bows all the time. Make sure I don't get snake bit right here. So there's a lot of that over here. But those trees are pretty thin. Could be weather. But there's just a lot happening right here in this one area. And it could just be totally just the way it just looks from the roadway. So there is a big distance between everything. It's not hitting on an apex. It's a bit of an illusion from the roadway. Right here, I got mosquitoes all over me, but that's generally what it looks like right here. So, what's my take on it? Could just be totally natural, 100%. I mean, they're not touching each other on an apex. It's a gap. So, definitely got to kick on the thermocells. Yeah, the mosquitoes are really, really pumped up today. Let me see, go back here a little bit and jump. All right, I jumped it. And the controlled burns. Oh yeah, let me kick on my thermocell here because we'll be dismounting pretty soon. So let me just see here. This is a lot of stuff, a lot of time I'm just filming because you don't see a lot of this stuff. Mosquitoes. Hopefully it's running. I heard that pop that time. Yep. Okay. Alright, so it looks like the thermocell lit. And so we'll get that joker smoking hot so it'll be giving out smoke when I get ready to use it. The area is surrounded by swampland, which makes it a nice classic area to go do some Bigfooting in if you ever did an overnight out here. And Indy's out here going to relieve herself. But you're surrounded by very dense woodline and water. And what you could do is you could stay out here and do it overnight and just linger and hang and do a lot of FLIR work and just see if anything comes up to you, near the edges, because you could be doing some food and doing some campfire stuff. And we all know that when you do the, just the food smells and the campfires, things just naturally will come around. But on one of these campsites, you can look into the BFRO database, and on one of these campsites, not on this one, it's the one more northward from here. The guys were at this one site, and they had one of these Bigfoot creatures come in on them, and they were able to see it, and they said it was massively huge. And that was over here on I want to say another campsite on the north side. So yeah, this is a logical place for you to stay at and do Bigfooting and do an overnight. And for some reason, the mosquitoes are not all over me, but I do have my thermocell running. So maybe that's the reason why they're not all over me. But as you can tell, it's full of prime vegetation all the way around you right here.
That's brutal, just seeing it.
Okay, here's the site area right here. There's the surrounding area. There's the camera, and we'll straighten it up. A little bit of camouflage on it. That's the camera angle. It's pointing to the structure. That's the other camera right here. And that camera angle is pointing this way. Pointing just like that. So the cameras are out, and I paid the price because I didn't get enough juice. I didn't get enough juice on my arms this morning. I needed to really start wearing long sleeves, but man, the mosquitoes are relentless. Goshly, they love eating. I thought I had the thermocell running, but I was like, why are they swarming all over me? And I went to touch the thermocell, and it was still cold, and I was like, dadgummit. So I took it off the rucksack, strapped it onto my belt, clicked it on, made sure it was running, and then after you get the thermocels running, it takes care of the mosquitoes for the most part. Yeah, so the mosquitoes suck right now. They're coming out in force. And so we're gonna be heading out of the Green Swamp, and so till the next time, I'd like to say thanks for watching. So is it worth pursuing? Looks like it don't go too much more in there at all. And this is all swamp down that way, and swampy down that way. So I don't know how productive it would be, but it's just an entry point to be able to get in here. At nighttime, you could just sit out there